Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking over a new Arena FPS game that has the potential to become the new king of Arena FPS. To start us off, the Finals takes a unique twist on the Arena shooter genre by making the maps and the environments that you play with, everything, fully destructible. As you can see here in some of the trailers, some of the moments where the building is getting destroyed and it's collapsing and players are kind of falling through it, makes for quite the interesting experience. So if you run into some campers that are up in a tower, you can actually just launch an RPG and just completely destroy that spot for the rest of the game, which I personally think is quite funny. It's very, very reminiscent of the older Battlefield games, and honestly, I'm all here for it. I think some of those moments in older Battlefield games where you're able to just run a fucking tank through a building or run an RPG or a C4, blow up a hole, create pathways that you weren't able to create before is super iconic. And I'm glad to see somebody kind of taking a stab at it again. The game also seems to me like it's leaning to be a little bit more of a fast-paced shooter compared to the rest of shooters on the market right now. And the reason I say this is because multiple times throughout this trailer, you could see people using zip lines and even comboing zip lines into sliding and just shooting from the hip and letting it rip on somebody. And honestly, with movement mechanics like that, I don't think that the devs are looking for dull gameplay. Now, when it comes to the actual type of game we will be playing, it all comes down to an all-out battle between 4 teams of 3. All these teams are going to be fighting for a cash box, which they need to secure and extract on the map, and then that'll secure them points. After one team extracts one box, though, another will appear on the map, and the fight continues till somebody reaches a certain point goal. Mixed up in all this fucking madness, though, alright? We will actually have the ability to create our own loadouts, classes, where we'll be in control of how we want to play the game or how you want to play the game. So if you want to be this fast rusher, ninja, like super fast, nimble type of character, you can do that. Or if you want to be a tank with an RPG that just fucking blows shit up and has an LMG and just rocks like that, you can do that as well. I feel like there will definitely be something for everybody in this game. One thing that I think is distinct from this game compared to other shooters that are out right now is verticality. Verticality seems to be back in a very big way, and for me, I'm all for that. I love the fact that you could use a zip line and get a height advantage, but then at the same time, there's counterplay against it, and that position that you're at right now could just get completely demolished and it could crumble underneath you, which is very, very interesting. I'm super excited to see how this game encourages players to take fights to different planes, and hopefully it's done well, but in general, I think this is one of the things that I'm generally just really excited for when it comes to this game. Now I want to talk about the actual visual aesthetic of the game, because I do think that that's one of the more important things to talk about when you are looking at new games or new games to play. It seems like there are certain aesthetics that really work and there's certain aesthetics that really don't. And one thing that I just absolutely love that I really need to address off the bat is the fact that this game isn't going for that hyper realistic, super high fidelity, like graphic look. The game looks good by all means. Even if when you're watching it in this trailer, the first few bits, is one of the first things you realize, like, damn, this game looks solid. It looks good, but it's not looking for hyper realism. And I think at the end of the day, that is a really, really good thing, because it opens up the world of the game and it opens up what the developers are allowed to do creatively. And I'm, you know, me coming from Fortnite and being a Fortnite kid, there's so many times where there's something cool or interesting added to the game, and it's just makes you feel like you're in your own unique little universe instead of feeling like you're grounded and pitted in the reality of the world we live in. It's kind of like a nice escape in that sense. And in general, in terms of performance, having games that don't go for super high fidelity, super high graphics, just in general make it a lot easier for your computer to run them at a higher frame rate. And higher frame rate means you're able to be a little bit more competitive. The game is able to feel a little bit better. And at the end of the day, I'm a big fan of performance. I think performance over visuals most of the time, maybe like 99% of the time when it comes to games, unless you're like trying to be a hyper realistic or you know, like sim shooter. But that isn't the case in this case. We're an arena shooter. The Finals is an arena shooter, and I love this. Now, I did hit character customization just a little bit in the last statement that I made. But if you actually go through parts of this trailer, I think it's around maybe like towards the end of it, there's like a samurai and like a ninja and like somebody wearing headphones and all these sort of like weird, crazy outfits that you're going to be able to customize your character in, or the character that you end up playing in. And I really, really like that. So on top of that, though, what I heard from the developers is that they kind of want to give you the tools to make the character and play style that you want. So I think with that, though, if you decide to have like a more tank build, I think your visual aesthetic will resemble that. And if you're a more nimble person, the items that you're kind of wearing and the way that they look and whatnot will resemble that as well. You see certain players in this trailer that like look very small compared to some of the other characters, and I think that's by design. I think that is a way to sort of identify and tell like, hey, this is this type of character. He's going to be able to do these types of things compared to, oh, here's this really nimble character. He's probably going to move a little bit faster, have more mobility, and be able to do a little bit more in terms of movement than the bigger guy would. Now, with me being able to actually try out this game soon, the closed playtest is coming up on the 29th of September, and I'm really, really excited to hop in and play it. Overall, though, I'm really excited that someone in the FPS genre is trying out something new and trying to put a twist on the genre. You know what I mean? Sometimes it feels like we get a lot of the same stuff over and over again in this space, and it's just really refreshing to get something that just feels a little bit different than everything else that we've been playing. So I hope you guys are excited for this one. I know I am. They're doing a closed play test actually on Steam on the 29th of September. Hopefully some of you guys will hop up in there. I'll definitely be in there playing, so maybe you guys will be able to, you know, clip absolutely shitting on me. But let me know what you think about the finals. Do you like the name? Do you hate it? I fucking don't like the name of the game, I'm gonna be honest, but the gameplay looks sick. So, is it a new FPS King, or will it just be another game that comes and goes? Oh, by the way, I want to let everybody here know that's watching the video and made it this far that I stream on YouTube every day but Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Thought I should throw that in there in case y'all want to come and vibe with us during the day. We have a really good time over on the streams. But yeah, I'll definitely be streaming this game as well during the closed playtest. So yeah, that's all. Bye!